now they report about ocean securities. 90 million tons of fish are caught annually. All this we already tell you. There are 300 to 400 ocean death zones already. Getting worse. Today, 50% of coral is dead. The coral reef is the protection of the ocean, for the fish and all the marine life, and protect us as well. Overfishing has wiped out 90% of big fish. Well, almost some of this we report already on SMTV, yeah? Global fishing is an 85 billion industry, United Nations Environment Program report. My God, 85 billion. Very powerful. 20 billion annually is used to subsidize global fishing industries. So your tax money also go to subsidize the fish industry, not just the meat industry. It's your money also. So all the meat eater, they profit from your tax. Yeah? Even though you don't eat meat, you still have to pay. You pay tax and the government use it to subsidize the meat and the fish industry, even though you're vegan. It's not fair. You earn hard money, you pay tax for the people who kill animals and fish. And then we also have some collective bad karma. Understand me? Yes. So it can take 3 pounds of wild fish to grow 1 pound of farm fish. That is another thing. You know, they have a fish industry where they grow fish instead of grow vegetable. And they use 3 pounds of wild fish to feed these industrial fish. That is not just feeding human, they feed other fish and then sell that. It's all wasteful. The earth has enough food for everybody. It's just all this abuse that is people starving. Starving because of lack of food and water. And many of children in the world don't have clean water to drink like we do. That's why I told you, be sparing. We're lucky already. Because of this fishing stuff, you know, not only the fish, but if they use 3 pounds to grow 1 pound of fish, then it's a lot of waste. Waste on money, waste on food, waste, and then create climate change also. It affects everybody, vegan and non-vegan. That is not fair. But what can we do? We try our best and spread it out so maybe one day everybody become vegan, huh? To protect. Okay. According to United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, 25% of fish caught are fed to livestock. They feed the fish with it and they feed the livestock with fish also. 25% of it. In a sense, 25% feed to livestock like pig and cow and all that, and another how many percent feed to the farm fish industry, you know, farming fish. Oceans are at the breaking point. The conditions of the world's fisheries has drastically declined as a result of overfishing. In 1950, 15% of fish stocks were harvested to their maximum sustainable limit. 85% were sustainably fished. But in 2003, 32% of stocks had collapsed. 39% were overfished. And the remaining 29% were at the limit of sustainability. Okay, this is a New York Times report now. And also See Around Us Project report. This is from World Preservation Foundation report. Okay. Look at this picture, you know, right? This is the water. This is full of garbage. See, a little boat in the middle. The rest are just garbage. Yeah, some areas like that. Huh? Garbage. Our garbage. Yeah, talking about science here. The journal Science grimly predicted that if fishing rates continue pace, as it is now, or more, then all the world's fisheries will have collapsed by the year of 2048. Yeah, this picture is full of garbage, all kind of garbage, and plastic bottles and plastic stuff like that. Sometimes it choke the fish and the birds and whoever. Sometimes they think it's food, they eat them, and then they choke. 25 million tons, or 25%, and by some account, as much as 50% of global fisheries catch each year are used to feed livestock, and twice as much as Japanese consumers. But they say as much as 50%. Some reported the 25, but others report like as much as 50% of all the fish they catch every year are used to feed livestock. So even human eating also maybe 50% or less, Fish to feed livestock 50%, but to feed the fish also that they grow. Again, or some waste they throw away and all that, or they make it into fertilizer if they cannot use. So it's a lot of fish. Every year they took it away, uselessly. Globally, pigs and chickens alone consume 6 times the amount of seafood as do American consumers. My God. And twice as much as Japanese consumers. And we thought the Japanese, they eat a lot of fish already. But the fish that they caught to feed the chicken and pigs even more than the Japanese eaters and more than American people who eat fish. That's these 2 countries alone, not to talk about other countries, Yeah. And Japanese are famous for eating fish. They live on fish, right? And the pig and chicken, it's more than them. Twice as much as the Japanese. Can you imagine? Okay, stopping diversion of marine organisms to livestock would significantly reduce pressure on the world's dwindling fisheries while reducing climate risk. Yeah, of course. Biomass of popularly eaten fish is like this. In 1900, they eat less. And today, in 2000, more. It's all empty here. So, how many tons per kilometers? Okay. This means before they eat like 3 tons. Over here, red is 3 tons. And yellow is less, And blue and light blue and purple is less. So beginning from 1900, they eat less. These are less tons. And here all white, meaning 11 tons plus. So this in 2000, we eat so much. So all white. Just a little bit of green here. Per year, huh? Yeah. So 90 million tons of fish are caught every year. My God, how can the stomachs bear so much weight from animals? And 6.8 billion. By comparison, the entire population weighs 316 million tons. My God, talking about greed and gluttonous. Biodiversity tipping point. Okay. A recent study by the United Nations found that plants and animals are now disappearing at up to 1,000 times the natural background rate of extinction, with vital life-supporting ecosystems that could soon be irreversibly damaged. And then we have global warming. Even with the strictest greenhouse gas emission limits, the Earth's temperature is still expected to rise another 3.5 degrees Celsius within a few decades. Oh God, they say if rise to 2 degrees, then we cannot bear already. Now it will continue to rise to 3.5 degrees Celsius. They say if the global warming rise to 2 more degrees, then it's unbearable. We should keep it below 2 degrees. But at the rate it is like this, in a few decades, we will already rise now, we'll rise another 3.5 degrees Celsius. That means maybe altogether, from the normal, it will rise to like 5 degree or 5 degree and a half. So I don't know where we go. Which would result in the death of the Amazon rainforest. Wow, then we're doomed. Massive hurricanes smashing coastal cities, vast runaway release of methane from melting permafrost, and ultimately mass extinctions. Already we see that disasters have become more frequent, prolonged, and deadlier. Thus, if these 6 factors are not stopped fast, we risk losing everything. What else? Yeah? Everybody can see that. But not everybody tries to do anything. Earth is presently experiencing the 6th great extinction. 70% of plants are endangered or critically endangered. We have lost 40% of our forest. 40%! The forest is our lungs, not just the ocean. And we lost 40% already. And we lost 50% of our wetlands. 50% of wetlands. There's cooling, the earth also. And we lost 5.38 trillion of species. That will cost 7.5% of global GDP. Scientists now estimate the rate of biodiversity loss is more than 1,000 times faster than at any other time in the Earth's fossil record. And it's accelerating. It's not just that, it's going up and up. Earth's biodiversity could reach a tipping point as early as 2045. Another 20 years? 30 years, okay. 30 years, nothing, isn't it? I began my mission 33 years ago. And, it seems like yesterday. When I initiate you're only 30, now you're 70. So quick. Some of them. So 30 years is nada. 30 years is nothing at all, right? You were a teenager when you were initiated with me, now you're 30-something already. Nah? And you didn't think that so fast. Year is only 12 months. 1 year is only 52 weeks. Understand? 52 short weeks. Weeks. 52 weeks. Yeah? And 30 times 52 weeks. That's it. Threatening if all this biodiversity loss could reach tipping point as early as 2045, then it's threatened to collapse all of Earth's ecosystems, threatening all life on this planet. It's not just the loss of biodiversity, but it's our lives. Another 30 years, maybe we all die. Capiche? So the United Nations say something like, the accelerating loss of biodiversity poses a fundamental threat to the survival of humankind. Yeah, saying all the time, have to do something, yeah? Make a law, stop eating meat, stop fishing, stop killing animals. Mr. Ban Ki-moon is here. Yeah. The General Ban Ki-moon, Secretary of United Nations, says thus, a rescue package similar to that introduced after the global financial crisis is urgently needed to halt the worldwide loss of biodiversity, which is resulting in a heavy human cost. Yeah. A no-meat diet would prevent over 60% of species loss as well. See that? Yeah. Climate change will become, now is a real thing, and our climate will become hotter, drier droughts, and more extreme weather. As I am talking to you right now, hundreds or thousands of firefighters trying their best to put down the fire in California, many places in California. Yeah, and before that, other countries, other areas. The fire started a few days ago, but they're still battling to keep it under control. It looked like it's very difficult to control the fire because too many places. And that's only in California, not to talk about other places. Okay, climate change means lower agricultural yields, meaning also every year there are 1 million climate refugees, meaning also 3.59 trillion US dollar to pay. The cost of climate change is 5% of global GDP. Right now, only 5%. But, in the future. World Watch Institute report that livestock and their byproducts actually account for at least 51% of annual worldwide greenhouse gas emission. At least, say at least. Well, that we knew already. 1 in 45, by 2050, there will be 200 million climate refugees. I mean, 1 in every 45 person will be a climate refugee in 2050. But where do we go? Everybody will go to one place, and then the climate change will also not spare that place. Sooner or later, where do we go? Maybe today we can go to maybe Switzerland, is cooler, but after a while, Switzerland will not also be cooler, and then where will we go? The United Nations Environment Program, UNEP, said we have reviewed all the available science and conclude that 2 broad areas are currently having a disproportionately high impact on people and the planet's life support systems. These are energy in the form of fossil fuels and agriculture, especially the raising of livestock for meat and dairy products. Then do something if they know that much. Okay, Netherlands Environmental Impact Assessment saying that a vegan diet can reduce climate change mitigation costs by over 80% between 2009 and 2050. I showed you already yesterday the cloud. The cloud. Like a fist of God. Awesome God. Angry warning, yeah? There's some bad thing to come. Because there are gods, divas, who are taking care of the color of the cloud, the shape of the cloud, the position of the cloud. There are different divas, take care of different things on the planet and on the heaven.